So make sure that when you go to my blog, you fill this out so you can get the free bonus, the 29-page PDF and 89-minute tutorial to how to leverage Snapchat. Yeah, so this is my blog post here, successwithjs.com. I post about family, about business, Boo Manager in one case here, how to add associate web. So health tip, learning to jog, using an adjective. This is a relationship tip. How to stay motivated in MLMs. All right, so Savannah and I are going to daycare. Well, I'm going to work. She's going to daycare. She had a big cough last night, huh, Savannah? So we're not sure if she's going to stay at daycare today. We'll see.
I have a really bad cough.
So how's your social media skills going? Are you in need of any kind of tips in that area? I've been talking about gyms, and I was thinking of either talking about social media or the 5 love languages that we talked before. So when I talk about social media tips, I talk about how to grow, say, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, the different social media platforms, right, including Snapchat. And the 5 love languages is a book by Gary Chapman, which is a really, really awesome book on relationships and how to get your life in order. Now, I've talked about that before, and it's a different topic than maybe what you're used to on Snapchat, but let me know if you want me to talk about that. So on a different note, I wanted to talk to you about, I don't know if you've noticed, when Savannah, my daughter's around, I talk French and English. So what I do is, because my wife's mother tongue is English, of course, the kids are around their mother mostly. She's at home now. But, so they're learning English by talking to their mother, but I always talk French to them, so they're learning French as well. And what's cool about that is that even though Savannah doesn't really talk French that much, she doesn't really express herself in French, she talks English, she understands. So I could say something like, go get your shoes, or put them on, or change your feet, it's the wrong foot. I say all that in French, she understands perfectly. And now that she's going to French daycare, she's actually learning. She's learning French words because they talk mostly all in French. And eventually I'm assuming that Savannah's going to talk more French, and she'll be able to even translate for mommy sometimes. Well, yeah, because it's not that easy whenever I'm talking French to Savannah. My wife doesn't know what I'm saying, so I have to translate sometimes, right? I think it's a pretty cool way to teach your kids. It's interesting how they easily understand the 2 languages. So tell me, are you in a relationship? Maybe you have kids, and are you trying to figure out how to... And in that relationship, whether it's your kids or your spouse, is it always fantastic, or are there struggles?
Yeah, seriously. It's never perfect. Nobody has a perfect relationship. Sometimes kids can be tough. Sometimes your spouse can be difficult.
Yeah, all right. So nobody's would ever admit that they have problems in their relationships. And my wife and I were doing great. But sometimes there's friction caused by our different personalities, caused by our different values, caused by our upbringing. And, as long as you still love each other and things are going good, it works. But sometimes, and I've had, because you may not know this, but, well, this is my second marriage. So, of course, in the past I had bigger problems that what I mean to say is that it caused a divorce in the first marriage. And, hindsight, 2020 vision. There's certain things that are common in most relationships, especially, married couple. Anyways, all this to say, I'm not an expert, obviously. I don't have a degree or anything, but I've been through a few things that I think could help others, and that's why I do my success tip. For example, on the child rearing and the parenting side of things, I have 2 older daughters, 23 and 24, that have... So I've been through raising kids from 0 to, 18 or whatever. And now that I have two younger babies, I do things differently. There's things that I did the first time around that I not too differently now. And so, well, that's where my parenting tips come from my experience and from reading, from authors and stuff, but I can kind of connect. A great example of that is a blog post I did a while ago called Remember They Forget. So that's one of the things that's sometimes we get frustrated with our kids. Especially because we feel like we have to repeat and repeat and repeat over and over certain things that we thought we told them enough that they should remember. And one thing I read about is that children actually forget things a lot easier than adults do. They just don't have the, system in place yet to remember everything we tell them. It's just not there yet. So my blog post was about remembering that they forget. If you remember that your kids forget, it becomes easier whenever they say they don't remember things. Look at those beautiful little sisters. They're holding hands. Hello. You like those? Might fit Alyssa? Not sure. Maybe. Alyssa's trying on something. Yeah, and this is the blog post I was talking about. successwithjays.com. Remember, they forget parenting success tips. Anyways, you can search for it.